Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, I can do a story titled, Am I the A-hole for finding condoms in my wife's suitcase? And a shout out to Paul for sending this story. And guys, this story is about a guy. He's in his early 30s, married 6 years. He and his wife were talking about starting a family, kids and all that. Thought he had a good marriage until a girl's weekend of wine tasting changes everything. He's now kicking her to the curb. And you're going to see how, again, he thought he had a good marriage. And his wife's friend from back in college, a sorority sister, there's a red flag, came back into her life, and they started hanging out. And you're going to see how this whole thing goes. And I'll be going to go over here making the point, guys. Many points here. Number one, don't marry a sorority girl. That's a given. 2, your wife should not behave like a single woman. So they have an old friend come back into her life. That's nice. They should be going to clubs and bars and doing all sorts of things like that. And for all the sacred and holy, you need to get to know who your wife hangs out with and all that. And of course, when there's absolute red flags waving in your face, take action. So it starts off, says here, my wife and I have been married for 6 years. We are both in our early 30s, and we've been discussing the idea of starting a family. We both want children and are excited about having our first child. Well, about 3 months ago, my wife ran into an old college sorority sister. Red flag. Those are not girls you marry. Those are girls you hook up with. End of story. Well, they've been spending more and more time with each other ever since they ran into each other, and I didn't think twice about it. 2 times, my wife has texted me late at night saying that they're going to the bars with her friend, and she was just going to spend the night there because they were having a girls' night with some of her other sorority sisters, and that her friend's husband was out of town, so it was no problem. Again, I never thought twice about it. Smack! Well, you should have, sir. Now, obviously, he just was trusting. Like a lot of guys are. They're not dumb. They just don't know any better. They think, hey, we have a good marriage. Why would she ever cheat? Spending these nights out with these sorority sisters, that is not a way a married woman behaves. Especially one who's, they're talking about having kids. No way. And of course, he wants to be a loving, trusting husband. Don't want to be controlling. Look what it gets him. Well, my wife is currently on a girls' weekend wine tasting with a group of sorority sisters. They left yesterday afternoon. Wine tasting, huh? They're tasting something else and it ain't wine, dude. They left yesterday afternoon, Thursday, and are coming home Sunday afternoon. When she was getting ready to leave, I saw she had packed some lingerie in her suitcase that I didn't recognize. Lingerie for the wine tasting? No. There's a problem here, sir. Maybe I should backtrack on the whole stupid part what I just said earlier. That's not unusual because she loves lingerie and is always getting new things. Well, that's great and all, but still, for the girls' weekend. When I picked it up to look at it, there was also a bottle of Lube and an unopened box of 12 condoms in her suitcase. Lingerie, condoms, a bottle of Lube? What kind of fucking wine tasting event is this? Yeah, something's going on here. I put the lingerie back and couldn't help but wonder why she had them. Gee, I wonder why. They're not going to be shoving wine bottles up each other's asses. Something's going on here, dude. I tried to rationalize it by thinking maybe she's bringing it for her friend. No, I think people bring their own butt lotion for themselves, thank you. It upset me, but I didn't want my mind getting the better of me and jumping to the wrong conclusion, so I decided I would just ask her why she had that all when I almost skipped the page here, when she got home. I figured if she was going to cheat, then there was no way I was going to stop her, and that it would happen one way or another. Well, I'd be confronting her right then and there. Yes, there's nothing he could have done if she was going to go cheat on him. This is something guys need to be aware of. You're going to be in a relationship. You can't be her warden. Women are sneaky as hell. And you got to be careful. This is why you always pay attention. Trust but verify. Verify, then you can trust, whatever you want to call it. But, yeah. Once she leaves your sight, she can do things. Well, that's when my mind started racing. Last night, I didn't sleep very much, and my stomach is knotting up. I haven't met her sorority friend who she's been spending time with. Smack! Are you kidding me? Maybe I should have smacked him a few times. I'm rusty today. She's been hanging out with this girl all this time, late nights and all that. She's going away on a wine tasting thing. Come on here. You bet your ass I would want to meet who your wife is hanging out with. Multiple women that she's hanging out with. This is crazy. He's being way too trusting here. Again, I backtracked the part about him saying he's not stupid. I'm starting to panic the more I think about the whole situation and what might be happening. So I decided to look her friend up on the internet. Well, I found out that her friend isn't married, and from what I can tell, hasn't been at all. Wait a second, didn't she tell him that her friend is married, kind of making him feel kind of safe? Nope. My wife has mentioned her friend having won a few times, saying that he's a nice guy, and we should hang out sometime. Now my wheels are spinning, and I'm so pissed off that I want to throw all of her shit out. I'm super hurt because we have been talking about our first child, and I don't know if it's all just bullshit. I'm freaking out and don't know if I can wait until Sunday to confront her about this. I want to do it now. I don't know if I should just call her up and confront her, or if I should wait in case my suspicions is wrong. Bro, clearly, you put this all together and something is seriously wrong. I mean, think about it. If an old friend shows up from her past, she runs into at fucking Costco or something, and she's hanging out with you, you'd think she'd want to introduce you to an old friend. No, she's not doing that on purpose. And then let's get back to the suitcase with the condoms and lingerie and bottle of lube. Yeah, you put that all together. You don't need to really go visit her. Yeah, I think you got enough evidence that something's going on. And oh yeah, her friend isn't married. But yeah, best to catch him in the act. I don't have any proof she's cheated, and I have never been suspicious of her that she ever has. Bro, you put this all together. This isn't just something like just suddenly started happening. I think this is who she was all along. It's something that I have never really thought about. Now I think I must be a fool. It's only an hour flight to where they were staying, and I'm thinking about flying up tomorrow and seeing what she's up to, and follow her to see if I catch her in the act. I figure that I can't undo any more damage to our future relationship unless she isn't cheating, and I completely destroy everything that we have. Bro, she's destroying everything you have. And you know what? If it's making you that crazy, then you might as well do it. It will be the best money you ever spent on an airline ticket to go up there and see firsthand what's going on here. If you get there and there's a bunch of stupid girls doing the wine tasting thing and no guys around, well, still something's up. But still, otherwise something else is going on and you can see firsthand and you have no doubts. Now is update. Now let's see if something was going on. Says here, I couldn't wait, so this morning I flew up to where she was staying. When I got to the place they were supposed to be renting, there was nobody there. Well, I'm sure there's a very logical explanation for that. I'm sure she has a good one. Not a bunch of cars or anything like that, so I assume she's there with a guy. I waited for an hour and 20 minutes, and a car pulls up, and my wife, a woman, and some guy gets out. Straight to the point, I confronted her about what the fuck was going on. She started yelling at me about not trusting her, and why was I there, blah, blah, blah. Isn't that amazing? Obviously, a lot's going on here, and she's yelling at him. That's how it works. I asked her where all the other sorority sisters were, and then told her I knew what was going on, and she just unloaded. The woman with her was her sorority sister, and the guy is her boyfriend, which I guess my wife knew from college too. Then she says, wait for it, she's been fucking both of them for over 2 months. Well, that explains all the late nights out and all that. I'm still curious about the lube thing. I don't even want to know what's going on with that. Not what I expected. I don't know who called, but the police showed up and separated me and my wife. Uh-oh. And who do you think the cops are going to, give a stern talking to? After getting each of our side of the story, the police told me I had to leave the property because they didn't want me there, and if I didn't, I'd be arrested for trespassing and disturbing the peace. Hey officer, my bitch-ass cheating wife here is fucking these two. If anybody's disturbing anything, it's them. But unfortunately, it's always the husbands and boyfriends that are the bad guys here. I told her don't bother coming home, and I left. I called my old brother, and he's here with me right now. We're getting drunk and figuring out what to do now. I got pissed at him for using my account to post stupid shit, and I changed my password. He's an idiot too. I don't want to get into trouble for saying how fucked up she is and what I wish would happen to her, so I'm going now. And that is the abrupt ending. And by the way, a lot of people in the comment section were saying this is fake because of other postings on there. Well, his brother was the one doing that. He mentions that later on. But anyhow, holy crap. So what should he do? Well, he can thank his lucky stars that he didn't have a kid with her, and he caught her in the act. So there's no confusion here. And what he needs to do is talk to a lawyer yesterday. That's what he needs to do. Go in town, talk to all the best ones he can find. Just have a meeting with them, and that way she can't hire them. He needs to separate, if it's a banking day, they have joint accounts, take half his money out of there so she can't mess it up. If they share a credit card, which they shouldn't, take her name off so she can't rack things up. I mean, he could still be on the hook for some of that, you know. Separate things. Do what he can, because it's over, obviously. And if she comes back crying and begging and pleading, don't fall for that. And again, just cut your losses and move on. And I hope that he's learned in this story. Sadly, as much as you want to trust someone that you love and think you got a great thing with, you always have to keep your eyes open. And when there is obvious red flags, particularly when you put them all together, something's going on here. And oh yes, let's not forget, don't marry a sorority girl. No fucking way. Now some comments here for wrap this up. One guy says here, move half your money to joint accounts and separate the one. Cancel any joint credit cards. Well, it's good to hear that a lot of people know this. Think of anything you and your soon-to-be ex both are a part of and handle it so she can't run wild and screw you over financially. Meet with lawyers in your area and pay them for consultation, blah, blah, blah. Choose one, have the papers drawn up ASAP, and have her served. Contact all family and friends about what happened to control the narrative so she can't twist things and make you the villain. Inform her parents especially. Yes, I forgot to mention that. Don't let her control the narrative. I guarantee she's going to blame it on him. He was abusive. He was mean. He didn't pay attention to me. He left the toilet seat up, whatever. She's going to try to blame it all on him some way, somehow. Cut all contact with her, and if she needs to speak with you, then she can do it through your lawyer. Set up cameras in your home to protect you from false allegations in the future. Sorry this happened to you, man, but be prepared for a legal fight because I have a feeling one is coming. Oh, it ain't going to be pretty. I mean, the bitch is heartless. Absolutely. And one more. This guy says, damn, really sorry this happened to you. Your wife is a terrible person. Look for a divorce lawyer. Get away from her ASAP. If she's effing them, then she should have someplace to go. Pack her shit, change the locks. I hope she can get divorced. You can get divorced as quickly as possible without any issues. Shit, she shouldn't be against this. Shit, she shouldn't be against it. He wrote this. He fucked that up. But anyhow, everybody in the comment section is wishing this guy good luck. So there you go. And also, by the way, he needs to take it one day at a time. Spend time with his family, his friends, exercise, move on, and learn your lesson. So anyhow, guys, pay attention to who your girl hangs out with. Don't marry a sorority girl or a girl that got involved with things where, let's just say, a lot of shady shit went down. Know who your girl's friends are, who they hang out with, and your girlfriend or wife, particularly as you're getting older and they're serious with, especially if you're married, should not be behaving like a single woman, like a college girl. And a lot of guys let their wives or girlfriends get away with that because they want to be labeled controlling or insecure. Who cares? Let them label you all they want. But you know what? Better safe than sorry. But I wish this guy the best. Alright guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And guys, you find a good story you want me to cover, send it on over to me, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. And if it's a good story, I'll definitely cover it. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.